If you've been doing conscious manifestation and you've seen little to no results, this is going to switch that immediately. And it's something that you are not guessing. I appreciate you subscribing right down at the bottom, because I am helping you transform your reality and shift into the reality where you have your desires, where you're actually happy and feeling good about yourself. So tell me, is this you? Because this is how I used to be. And I used to think, if I just do another money manifestation course, if I just get another manifestation book, if I just take another course on spiritual business or business in general, then I will finally consciously manifest my desire. That's what I needed to manifest. Has that been your state of mind? Because with that state of mind, I noticed a slower progression. Like, I was noticing other people, they're just like manifesting all this amazing stuff. It's like boom, 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 one after another. And for me, I was like, what is the determining factor? What is the difference? I see people manifesting relationships, manifesting money, manifesting success, different successes in their business. What is the determining factor? Or manifesting great opportunities. And this may shock you, and you may have heard it, but you never heard it like this before. The determining factor is worthiness. Now, I know that's vague, because when I heard people say worthiness, I used to be like, okay, so now I'm saying that I feel worthy. So like, now what? But let's take it a step further. The worthiness is correlating with self-esteem and confidence. You see what I'm saying? If your self-esteem is low in a certain area because you have a certain limiting belief that keeps you self-sabotaging yourself, like I'm unlovable, then the relationship that you desire, it may look a little rocky, or it may look like nothing is happening. Or same with abundance, or same with any area that you're actually consciously manifesting in. And as I started to understand that more, I was like, oh, wow. Okay, so this is a self-love. All of this encompasses self-love. Love is one of the highest frequencies ever. And that's that attractor factor. When you're loving yourself, you're feeling confident. When you're doing your business and you're loving what you do and you're feeling passionate about it, passionate about yourself and everything that encompasses, that's that attractor factor. You love yourself enough. And what is self-love though? What is it? Really? What is this self-love stuff I hear so much about? Well, that can look like having boundaries in your life. That can look like you getting enough sleep. That can look like you working out on a consistent basis. That can look like you eating healthy. That can look like you using social media in a positive way. That can look like you taking care of yourself. That's what it looks like. You meditating, you having alone time so that you can really be at peace with yourself. That is self-care, which is self-love. And self-love encompasses worthiness and self-esteem. Because notice how you talk to yourself. And I've really evaluated myself with this too. So doing something that you're uncomfortable with. So I was walking to the elevator where I'm at, and I seen a group of firemen. And for some reason, I noticed I felt triggered. I noticed I felt like a tenseness. There was like this big group of people looking at me. I was the only person there walking. And so I noticed that. And since I've been doing the work around this stuff, the inner development, I was able to be like, okay, got it. Noted this feeling that I'm feeling. I wrote it down. When I got to where I was going, I wrote it down, and then I was like, okay, and what thought went through my head when this was happening? So I wrote that thought down. I don't even remember exactly what it was, but let's just say for the sake of it, it was, they must think there's something wrong with me. So, and then for a lot of people, that this is something wrong with me spirals into, it can spiral, and you keep dwelling on it like, oh, there's something wrong with me. Nothing's ever going to work out for me. There must be something wrong with my hair. Nobody ever wants to be around me. And it can go down this negative spiral. And so that correlates with low self-esteem. So when you establish and start building and working on positive self-esteem, higher self-esteem, you'll start to go up instead of down. So you can start here where there's something wrong with me. And then you go to, well, this can happen for anybody. Anybody could feel this feeling. I don't have to really buy into this feeling too much. This feeling doesn't define who I am. I can give myself some grace here. I'm progressing and working on myself. There's gonna be some hiccups in the road, and I can adjust to that with the different energy. This is a new energy, so it's expected. I can get this down pat. I know I can. Things can get better. It does not have to be this doesn't have to be the final finale for me. More is coming for me. I get to experience more and do more. These skills, I get to use them. And this was actually some good practice. So do you see how it's going up instead of down? I'm not going into this negative spiral of low self-esteem, and I'm just going I'm going upward, and I'm feeling better. And that's that high self-esteem. And when you do this goes with your vibrational frequency, because you're going to feel good and you're going to get back to that place of self-love. And well, you're loving yourself through the process. That's what this self-esteem stuff is. Loving yourself through the process. I mean, it's fine to acknowledge where you're at. I mean, you're human. Okay. Limiting beliefs come up. Everybody has them. So you're acknowledging that. Okay. And working your way up to feeling good again. And when you're feeling good, that's that magneticness, because you're loving yourself. You're feeling happy and joy and excited. The magneticness. And in that vibrational frequency, you attract all those things that you're consciously manifesting. You're in the vibrational frequency to have those things. So you shift to a reality where you can have those things. And if you've been taking the money manifestation courses and the abundance manifestation courses, or anything of that nature, and you're like, or the business courses, it doesn't even have to be manifestation. If you're taking business courses and you're like, I didn't get any results from this. I'm not where I want to be. Well, think about it this way. Everybody has different levels of resistance. Everybody has different core, different core limiting beliefs and the levels of it. So for those people that it worked for and they got like those results where they got like massive results, well, that for them, their self-esteem was already high around that. Their resistance was low around that. But for you, it may not even be about the business or about the money. It may be more of a self-love thing where you feel unlovable, so you sabotage things. Or you feel like you're not worthy of having good things in your life, so you just sabotage everything, or you just shift into a reality where it mirrors that limiting belief, that core limiting belief that you got going on. And it used to get to me a lot, because even when I used to think of the idea of, let me actually do a course on self-love and self-esteem. And I was like, okay, but that is not going to get me the money. That's not going to get me the abundance. And that's just a limiting belief that is keeping you where you're at. Because self-love has everything to do with the money, everything to do with the abundance, because this is about worthiness. If you feel worthy for all that stuff, you shift into reality where you can have those things. If you don't feel worthy of it, well, you keep getting what you're getting. What do you think? Has it been working for you the way that you desire it to work for you? Well, this is your sign. This is your sign to start looking more into the self-love portion. Start looking into how you're not caring for yourself, how you're not nurturing yourself, how you think there's something wrong with yourself. Why do you think that? Was it something when you were younger that made you feel that you're unworthy? When did you first start feeling unlovable or unworthy, like there was something wrong with you? What happened? And the more that you do this, you'll start to realize, you'll start to uncover parts of yourself. Because right now I have a coach, like a self-love coach, and I've been doing this program, and it's like in this 10-week program, I have been so emotional, shed more tears than any other coaching or course or anything that I've been in before. Now, and I've done a lot of courses, y'all. Like, I've spent thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on courses and coaching. But this right here, I've gotten more emotional in this. We're not even at 10 weeks. We're at four or 5 weeks. And I've shed more tears in this course than any other. And I've just been so emotional in this course. And it's like so much is coming up in this area for me. But I'm seeing more results. Because this was the area. This was that thing I was avoiding. How are you avoiding? Have you been avoiding self-love? Have you been avoiding worthiness? Do you have social anxiety? Are you scared to be around, or do you feel nervous when you're in front of a group of people? Do you feel nervous connecting with people? Do you feel nervous to be yourself? Do you feel scared to be yourself? All of those things are something to look into. How are you talking to yourself when things don't go your way? Are you beating yourself up over that? Have you been beating yourself up over something that happened years ago? Is that affecting your life today? That has everything to do with worthiness and self-love. And it's not about the money. It's not about the abundance. You are abundant. You're naturally abundant. And especially if you did all the inner development around that anyway, that's not the issue. Well, I don't even want to use the word issue. That's not the root, a better word. The root is the worthiness, the self-love, the self-esteem. Because if you have low self-esteem, that correlates with a limiting belief. And how strong that core limiting belief is determines the results, the reality that you are living. And if you don't like that reality and you don't have the results you desire, then it would be very important, for me at least, it would be very important to look into the self-love and start reflecting on that, start doing the healing, start doing the inner development, and watch what happens. I'm telling y'all, I started seeing results immediately. I was like, whoo, this self-esteem stuff is really something. It's something. It really is. Because that was something that started happening when I was younger, with the social, feeling that anxiety with social situations, feeling like I was too shy. That started really young, and it built up over the years. It didn't just go away. It showed up in areas of my life, and it got to the point after all these courses and everything, I was finally like, you know what? Self-love now. Now is the time. All the steps led to this. And it feels amazing. And so much is coming up, which is great. It's a good thing. That's how you know you are on the right track, when all those emotions are coming up. So how can you start doing that? How can you get into that and start doing that self-love? And for me, it got to this point though, because of I have another coach too, for spiritual business, and he helped me get to this core limiting belief that I had that related to when I was younger, and it was related about my parents. And I was like, wow, like all those steps led up to this. And that's how it works. That is how it works. So don't be afraid or brush off these other things that are not exactly, money and abundance and business. Because the self-love matters, the self-esteem matters. And I'm going to say all these words so that you're not confused on like, oh, these are isolated things. The unworthiness, the worthiness, rather, the self-esteem, the confidence, the self-love. That's what you focus on. And this is for the people who have gotten little to no results. But you've been doing the inner development for money and for business. This is for you. Let me know in the comments the breakthrough that you got from this video. And I appreciate you subscribing, and I will see you in the next one.